Off as soon as this branch goes this way. This is now subclavian. It stays subclavian until the subscapular comes off. Well, in the arteries, the subscapular comes off way down here. No, wait. Here, I grabbed the wrong one. This one right there. See that big one right there? That's the subscapular. So it goes in to the tissue at the same place that the subscapular does this. But it comes off from the artery right at that spot. So, well, the subclavian for the vein is only this long. The subclavian for the artery goes from this branch all the way over to here. So it's a huge subclavian artery. And the same thing here, subclavian artery from where it comes off from here, where it comes off from the aorta, all the way up until wherever the subscapular comes off, and we can't see because there's not enough color. All right, so then the subscapular comes off here. No, here. Keep grabbing that wrong one. Here. And then at that point, this is axillary. But the axillary artery only goes from here to here. Because remember, it goes the same distance to this point there. So the axillary artery is short. The subclavian artery is long. The subclavian vein is short. The axillary vein is long. Okay? And then both of them switch at the same point, so the artery and the vein both change into brachial, where those blood vessels are coming off there. So this is all brachial. Comprende? Everybody good so far? All right, moving along. Before we leave the top, I've got to show you a couple more veins. If I lift up the heart and I push down the lungs, heart goes up, lungs go down. We've got a blue blood vessel right here leading down. That's the inferior vena cava. Okay? Make sense? All right, so it's the one I'm lifting up right here.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Got it.
All right? So that's on top of the lungs. If I lift up the lungs, there's a blue one down here. See that blue one? That's under the lungs. That's the azygos vein. And usually this one, my one, only has blue down to about here. Usually they're blue all the way down. So don't get that confused with the inferior vena cava. Inferior vena cava is above the lungs, up in here. Azygos is below the lungs. Okay? If you keep that in mind, you should be fine. All right, moving down to this area. Starting at the Y, we'll go up. First one coming off the Y, I always like to say it kind of looks like racing stripes because it looks like there's a pink stripe on top of a blue stripe. Same thing here, pink stripe on top of a blue stripe. Those are the iliolumbars. They almost always lay that way, pink stripe on blue stripe. So the iliolumbars, that one's the left, that one's the right, come off first. The second thing that comes off is this artery that is going up to the mesentery by the large intestine. That's the inferior mesenteric artery. Keep going up. The next thing that comes off will be these little skinny pathetic arteries. And my cat is pregnant. See? Pregnancy? That's what these are. These are pregnancy. This is the colon.